Greetings everyone, this is Fernando from MOONSPELL and listening to Heavy Demons. Yeah.
Okay, dear Fernando, what can you tell us about this vintage show? What shall the audience expect tonight here at the Live Club in Milan?
Well, I think it's going to be a very special, mystical night. We don't do this very often. And it kind of reminds us of the first times we came to Italy. It was during Wolf Art and then the religious tours. And we are a band that love our past, but in a way we don't want to be stuck to it, you know. So we always make new albums, it's our way of being. But also, you know, those were good times, great record where people were, you know, very into this kind of music, a little bit more avant-garde. So when the Religious made 20 years this year, which was, I would say, the breakthrough for MOONSPELL, we decided, to celebrate here and there, open a few exceptions on our set list from Extinct. So I think tonight is going to be really, really special. We played these a couple of times. We played in a festival in Romania. We didn't play it too long, like tonight, because it was a festival. And Biohazard was coming up next. But the feeling is really awesome. It doesn't feel out of date. It feels really, for the newer and the older generations, it feels like just a great night, you know, a night where they get in touch with a lot of memories and a lot of music, and the same for us.
Yeah, I remember a gig in Milano, like with Samael, back in 1995, six, probably. Yeah. Which differences do you find between like the audience nowadays and back then?
We're all bands and artists much more naive, much more natural, let's call it this way. And then, you know, with the curse of times, of history and the internet, people got a little bit more cynical, in a way.
That's true.
But I think that, you know, people that lived through those times still have the responsibility of keeping this spirit alive in music and in the shows, and not making this type of music just a business with the customers and, you know, people that pay for the music and that you give them music, or that you... There is MOONSPELL, you know, it's been a wild ride with all our albums and experiences, but everything was very emotional all the time. Even the way that people responded throughout the years, you know, it was something. Sometimes they fight against us, sometimes they worship us, you know. And almost 25 years later, we have a solid fan bases that can expect from us a little bit of that spirit. So yeah, things have changed. Some things for the better, you know. I think touring is a little bit more comfortable right now, and recording albums. I think there's many more bands, but there's less special bands. This generation, let's call it this way. But I think while we're still here, we have to adapt without losing our identity, which was definitely, as a band, more formed in the 90s with all the music around than after, you know. So even the influences are quite different.
And is the Portuguese roots still something important to MOONSPELL nowadays?
Very important. Our next album, which will not be album or EP, we still don't know, which it's not really the follow-up to Extinct. It's a little bit too early to work so deeply in another new album. But we wrote a lot of songs about the Portuguese event in 1755, the Great Earthquake of Lisbon. And the songs are all in Portuguese, so it's a different experience for MOONSPELL to do a full album or full EP with no song in English. And yeah, Portuguese roots, Portuguese culture, literature, history, the impact we have in the world nowadays, how Portugal is. I think that it's really an influence to us. Actually, we never really write about any other culture, or of course, as European culture and songs like Mephisto, which is not, you know, it's more of a German myth. But it could be traced to Greece as well. It could be traced, you know. So everything is kind of connected. Yeah, but Portuguese roots are an identity. It's I think it's one of the most important things, and one of the factors that can probably make MOONSPELL different from the other bands. And that happens with bands from Israel, even from Italy, and so forth.
And do you find any differences when you play, like in the States, in the audience?
The States.
In the States, and for you which are Portuguese in South America as well.
Oh yeah, South
Yeah,
America
very,
is
very different.
very intense. The
Yeah.
States. You know, the States are hard not to crack because European metal just started being popular there 10 years after it was here, and you know, some bands worked, some bands didn't work. With Moonspell, it's, you know, so-so. It's not so established like in Europe, or definitely not like in Latin and South America, that every year since '98 we keep coming back. The numbers are strong, but things have changed there because, you know, when we went there for the first time, not many bands went there, to Colombia or, you know, Chile, and so we have a big history also with Latin America. The States, I mean, we did 15 tours over there. I can say we don't have fans, we have fans, especially in the cities, and we have die-hard fans, you know, but it's not a country that we do well as a band. Also, we tried hard, but it's hard to get also, you know, a musical scene that has to do with us, you know. Because Type O Negative is not running anymore in some other bands, so they do like other kinds of stuff, but you never know, you know. So we like to play to whoever wants to see us there, and that's basically the motivation of going to the US. It's to play for the fans. It's not to live the American dream and, you know, crack the charts and be Jay-Z.
Yeah, okay.
Not at all. It's just, you know, a good, honest underground tour for die-hard fans. That's what we do in the States, yeah.
And what are you listening to, like, these days?
Oh, I'm listening to a lot of stuff because I always take the chance on tour to listen to a lot of music with the guys. I think it's our favorite hobby, instead of everyone just being, you know, playing iPad or Candy Crush Saga and stuff like that. So we're really into this Mexican, like, I'll say gangsta rap metal called Narco.
Narco, yeah.
Yeah, we're listening to it a lot because we understand the lyrics, and you know, it's perfect to, you know, let loose some of the negative energy on tour. But I've got on my computer like a little DJ, whatever, system, and I always go and travel a lot. Yesterday we were listening to Brazilian punk, like Raimundos and Ratos and other stuff. Yeah. And then we listen to Brazilian 50s music, like with orchestra, and then
also Tropicalia stuff.
Yeah. And let's see what we Sisters of Mercy, we listen to it all. It's like a religion to us.
Yeah, of course.
I listen to it almost every day or play it. Yeah, and then we keep track on what's happening also in the metal scene. I really loved New Anthrax.
Okay.
Great performance by Joey Belladonna as a singer. Totally respect. I think we did a great job. New Megadeth, New Metal Church. There's some cool stuff.
Good comebacks, yeah.
Yeah, good comebacks. I don't know, I'm always more excited about the comebacks sometimes because I know these bands, and the bands are touring with us, Elaine and Foreshadowing. I think they released good albums, and I'm looking forward for people to learn about them as well as they learned about us, you know, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
it was
it's been a while.
By playing live with other bands, yeah.
And so one like final message greeting to the Italian fans of Moonspell from Fernando?
Well, Italian fans, we've been here since very long in Italia, and we love it. The food, the women, the wine, you know, all the cliches. That's but that's the cliches that makes a country so beautiful as Italia. So tonight we're traveling in time, and we hope to see you very soon, if not in a few hours, for the show, and keep on living under a full moon madness.